welcome back to my channel. So today we're not playing Minecraft, but we're playing other things. So I've had this idea of using Twine to develop video games, very simple ones, and I just wanted to explore what other people have done with this tool. It's very easy to use, but I guess the examples that we'll see today are quite advanced, I would say. So I tried a couple ones before, and I've been really surprised, and I think it's really cool to see what people come up with. So let's get started and play something. So I played the few first ones. Maybe I can try this one then. So can I put it? Oh, it doesn't work. All right, start. The Writer Will Do Something by Tom Bissell and Matthew S. Burns. Oh. Okay, I'm scared. You're the lead writer on Shadowgate, Future Perfect, the third entry in a once beloved franchise. Guess I click. No, it's not waiting for me. Oh, no, I can click on it. You never finished the original Shadowgate, and somehow didn't play a Shadowgate Strike scored lens, even though both games still glisteningly shrink-wrapped occupy the same space on your coffee table that they have for the last 14 months. Okay, that's interesting. Let me take my tea. So, are we a failure? It's not really important how you wound up as the lead writer on Shadowgate. You did! Well, that's tea! Oh gosh! The game is 6 months from shipping. Late last week, the team received its first reactions from paid outside consultants, which were unambiguously catastrophic. Okay, that's quite clear. You're in a meeting room with several others, most of them leads. You're fairly certain none of them knows you never finished Shadowgate, never played Scorelands. Okay. It is Monday, 9:30 a.m. A heavy damp towel smell lingers. You and everyone else worked through the weekend. Ugh. You look around. The meeting attendees are Josh, creative director, Mike, lead designer, Troy, lead producer, Sean, level designer, Erica, art director. You're done looking. You're done looking? Wow. Sean is the level designer in charge of several important chunks of the game, including the opening sequence, which the outside consultants had cropped upon with vein-popping vigor. Truth be told, it was Sean's idea that the open feature minimal tutorialization Shadowgate players are gonna have basic literacy with fundamental logic concepts. He graduated from the NYU Game Center 4 years ago, after which he and 3 friends successfully kickstarted $75,000 in order to commercialize his thesis, Golem Girl, a retro platformer about Jewish girl made of reanimated skin. What? And her adventure... Reanimated skin? What does it mean? Okay. Her adventures through various levels inspired by Eastern European fairy tales. In interviews leading up to Golem Girl's release, Sean scoffed at what he called didactic interactivity, which he regarded as a betrayal of the language game are intended to speak. It took you a while to realize he meant any video game that told you how to play it, or essentially every commercial video game ever made. Sean has also once told an interviewer that his personal idea of hell would be working for a big AAA developer. After a torturous extended development process, Golem Girl finally went out of its bakers. bakers, I don't know. Josh told you once that it sold under 1,000 copies. The meeting attendees are... Okay, so we're looking into every person. So we looked at... Wait. We looked at Sean, no? Yeah. 6 years ago, Josh made Dying Gasp, Metacritic 91. Is it a good thing? I guess yes. An innovative and highly influential first-person adventure game with minimal combat and poor sales. He cheerfully admits he dreamed up Shadowgate to make money. Of course, it's not his IP. It's the company's. Nevertheless, he drives a Lexus IS 250. I don't know if it's 250 or whatever. He tried to leave the Shadowgate franchise after the Shadowgate strike, scored Lance debacle, Metacritic 65. So is it better or is it worse? Because if it was a flop before... Okay, I don't know. Later admitting that he'd failed to push back against the absurd time and production constraints he and the team had clapped upon them. But some lingering attachment to the world he'd helped create proved impossible to resist. Josh likes to remind team members how much Shadowgate Future Perfect is costing the company. The first time he mentioned the number to you, you had to go lie down. But whenever he does mention this astronomical sum, it feels to you vaguely like a self-appraisal. Okay. I didn't expect to having to study them, but alright. Mike. Mike is the systems guy. You know this because that's how he described himself to you the first time you met him. Hey, I'm Mike. I'm a systems guy. You wondered if that was his way of being brusque or passively combative with you. The unspoken implication being that, as a representative of the holy order of narrative, you and he were destined to gallop towards each other in battle. But over the last several months, your interactions with Mike have been much less frequent than you once supposed they would be. You chalk this up to the fact that of all the duties one might expect a video game's lead designer to perform, Mike seems chiefly invested in defeating his co-workers in multiplayer matches and tweeting gnomic in-jokes about the game at his 1,400 followers. Today we walked weapons balance like it's the most important thing ever. It is. Every afternoon at 4 o'clock sharp, his fist-pounding, controller-throwing antics peel across the studio from playtest room. Oh, a couple of days ago he told you that he'd never watched an in-game cinematic from start to finish willingly. Okay. Wait. Did I do Troy? Wait. No. Yeah, it's because I started in the middle. I was confused. Okay, Troy is apparently the youngest lead producer in the company's history, and he certainly looks the part. Thin, fair-faced, with an altar boy side part and an array of ironic t-shirts. Your favorite, World's Greatest Grandma. He came to Shadowgate Future Perfect only a few months ago, fresh from rescuing another famous game development disaster, Cruel Fates, Metacritic 82. But so is this number good? I don't understand. Metacritic? It sounds like some kind of IMDb, so high note means good, I would assume. But then why the previous game was a flop in sales? Well, it's not because it's good that it will have success, I guess. Although he's new here, his lurid tales of impossible odds, recalcitrant developers, and the physical toll he took jetting back and forth to Japan every other week to pummel the game into its final publishable form have gained him a succession of rapt audiences here. Why Japan? What? Okay. And really, it's not that difficult to see why. Everyone's hoping that Troy can work whatever dark production magics he possesses and to repeat. He possesses to repeat the trick and cement his reputation as an industry turnaround artist, a game dev messiah. Okay. He likes to say somewhat coquettishly, all I really do is make people do their jobs. Okay. We did Josh, Mike, Troy, and Sean, so we just have Erica. Erica came to game development from Hollywood, and you have noticed that she likes to talk about Hollywood as though it were one monolithic of set of beliefs, practices, and aspirations. She claims to regard video games as the next big step, but has never, as far as you know, described what this big step putatively leads towards. Of everyone on the team, she's simultaneously the most passionately devoted on getting to quality and the least concerned with defining what quality actually means. She's been known to spend 40 minutes explaining why a window shouldn't go there, 1.5 hours on the correct doorknob height. I mean, yeah, I don't think it's exaggerated. I don't know. Behind her back, she's called the professor. The level designers just want to slap down geometry and go, but Erica wants everything on screen to be perfectly positioned, perfectly lit, and perfectly designed. I mean, that's her job, right? The end result is testers bathing in the sensor's visual caramel of her environments and quickly realizing that they have absolutely no idea where they should go next or what they should even be looking at. Okay. She and Josh usually have a weekly meeting in which he begs her to dial back on the excessive detail. Okay, it's a lot of details, but not the right details, I would say. Yet, if Shadowgate Future Perfect ends up with anything going for it at all, it will be its art. You can see the critical consensus on it already 6 months before it ships. This beautiful but emotionally empty screenshot generator is yet another example, as if one more were needed, of AAA Development's creative bankruptcy. Okay, so I don't know what we're supposed to do there, but we're done looking. Okay. Oh no. Everyone knows why we're here. This is Josh. His eyes are red and his shirt hasn't been ironed in probably weeks. You've heard rumors that... But what does it mean, not iron in weeks? Like, what do you... He did... So it... I don't know. If you don't iron your shirt before going to your... To wearing it, it's gonna look bad anyway. So it's not about like not... Or am I wrong? Like, doesn't matter if it was like this morning or like 2 weeks ago. Yeah, it's... I don't know. You've heard rumors that his wife has been upset about the amount of time Josh has been away from home. Who wouldn't, I mean? His son, turned 2 last week, and Josh missed his party. The consultants didn't like our game. Not only that, they had no idea what kind of game we're making. Well, that's bad. We're here to fix this. We need to fix this. So let's go around the room. I want to tell you all to tell me what you think is the main problem. Wait, I need to say what's the main problem? Unfortunately, you're sitting next to Josh, so you have to answer first. Okay. With unnervingly androids simultaneously, all 5 heads around the table turn and lock onto you. Oh no. There are a few ways you could answer, Josh. Play it safe. Okay, those are the possibilities. So 1, play it safe. Start with a playtest report the consultants delivered, stick to the facts, and try not to place blame. It doesn't really help to blame people in general. Second option, go for a conciliatory approach, noting that as the writer you share some responsibility for the game poor showing. Okay, yeah, okay. And last one, be brave and say what's really on your mind. This project has lacked clear directions for years, which is why it's a mess now. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, what I would do would be just saying like this, like the last one. This project has lacked clear direction for years, even though I know like from in real life experience, it doesn't matter what you say actually. So yeah. You say the consultants, I think, can't figure out what kind of game we're making because we don't know what kind of game we're making. I've been here for 14 months and I still don't know whether we're making a cinematic game or an emergent combat driven game, which impacts me in a million ways. Who made this game that we're playing right now? What is going on? Is our player character someone the player's supposed to inhabit or someone he's supposed to portray? There's a huge difference story-wise. Okay. Josh puts his hands on the surface of the conference table as though to steady himself. It's both. Now just a note, like the previous games I've been playing with like these Twine games, they were always with some kind of illustrations, and it's the first one where it's only text, so I'm sorry for that, but well. So it's both. He's angry now, you can tell, but doing his best not to give away just how angry. Yeah. You know what? Every goddamn month, you and I have the same conversation, and I always tell you the same thing. We're giving players the freedom to choose how they approach our world. And it's kind of your job, our job, to build characters and situations around that experience that they'll never forget. Okay. Troy, possibly coming to your aid, says, when I think of the canonical Shadowgate experience, I always come back to the Hydra fight in Season 1, I guess. It's big but controlled. It's got choices, but it doesn't feel aimless. It's very meta, actually. A game about like the gaming industry and decisions and... interesting. Josh nods. I love that fight. For a brief, terrifying moment, it looks like he might actually cry. Oh, who's Josh again? I can't. Yeah, I would need to take notes, but I'm not gonna do that. But look, this all goes to my point. We do know what kind of game we're making. By and large, we've made the game we intended to make. But somehow this isn't getting across to players. How to communicate our intentions better. That's why we're here. Actually, Sean says, is it the actually? They do something really clever with that in Dark Souls. God damn it! Josh says, his head lolling back, I've told you again and again that particle games example is just not fucking relevant here. Wow. That's kinda aggressive. Troy is staring out the window, his face fixed in a smile. He's a fan of Dark Souls. So is Sean. So are you. Even Josh has played a fair amount of Dark Souls. You know this from the amount of trophies he's racked up. You're nothing if not careful spy of your colleagues' online profiles. But you know Josh has also been forced to clamp down on any aspirational attempt to mimic it, because Josh's boss, everyone's boss, Drew, the GM of the studio, despised Dark Souls. Oh. According to the stacks of market research studies that apparently spontaneously generate on Drew's desk, Dark Souls doesn't represent what typical consumers want from their games. Yeah, but who cares? Why are you making the game in the first place? It does well with the core, he concedes. But when you're spending Shadowgate money, Dark Souls become commercially unviable. Okay, but Dark Souls was still a success, no? But yeah, it's just like those big companies, I guess. Rumor has it that anyone who ever mentions the game in an aspirational context within earshot of Drew is at instant risk of being terminated. Wow. Ugh. The room is quiet for several seconds. Josh leans back in his chair. You're pretty sure everyone's thinking important Dark Souls. This is so sad. Oh god, it's too close to real life. I wanted to play a game to think about something different and poetic, but it's just like it's my life. Oh no, it's just like the corporate life. Finally, Josh says, "It sounds like more than anything, we've got a writing problem on our hands." Of course, without looking at you, he gets to his feet and heads for the dry erase board. There he grabs his beloved blue marker. Glyphs and boxes begin to form under his swiping, circling hand. Let's walk through the intro level, all of it, step by step. I want to put all the dialogue under the microscope, all the objective strings. We'll adjust timings, maybe retool some environment to improve the flow. Wait, is it? Do I have choices in this game, or am I just like reading a book? Environment is content complete. Environment is content complete. It means it's done. It's complete. Erika says. He's back to the room. Josh breathes in and breathes out. Yes, I know. Just making sure you know. I know. Josh's whiteboard scribbling turns squeakily ferocious. This is important. We don't have a choice. We need to get this right. If the first 90 seconds of our game don't melt people's faces or make them tweet, "Shadowgate is back, motherfuckers," then guess what? We've lost them. We've lost them to Gears, to COD, to Minecraft. Minecraft's also, Mike says, as though he were just arriving. I don't know why this makes me laugh so much. Josh turns back to the room. Behind him is what you vaguely recognize as Sean's opening level layout. Guys, anyone here remember our design document? Remember how we were gonna set the table story-wise? A super that says GCA 101, oh my god, 10,000. I'm very tired today. 1009, 5 years before the schism. Then bam, we dropped you right into the action. He put his hands out, suddenly looking like a frat boy beggar in a rumpled button-down shirt. What happened to that? We have 6 minutes of cinematics right up top. What? We front load all this other crap into our game. You tell the truth and remind Josh. Yeah. Wow, I'm having a choice now. Wait. Okay. What happened to that? We have 6 minutes of cinematics right on up top. What? We front load all this other crap into our game. So 1, you tell the truth and remind Josh that the big Gabby opening cinematic was something he and Drew asked you to write. I mean, usually, everything is tell the truth. I was gonna say, I usually tell the truth in real life, so I guess I would do this in the game as well. But it's all the truth, because truth is layered. Interesting. So second option is, you tell the truth and admit that the opening cinematic is not your best stuff. Yeah, but if you're working on something, like never said that, something like that, I mean, it's okay to recognize your mistake, but like don't offer it like that. And then last option, you tell the truth and bring up the fact that the cold open was tried, implemented, and ultimately rejected as too abrupt after several play tests. I mean, the testing is something that's data, right? That's the thing that we cannot really diverge from. So if from a playtest we have certain results from the users, usually this is what is gonna drive the decision, and it's usually the good decisions. Okay, I'm just gonna, the playtest one. You say, we tried that open, the cold open. Everyone hated it. Remember? I realized that, Josh says. The problem is everyone hates what replaced it even more. So let me ask you, do you think Do you think what we have is a strong open? Oh my god. Then roll back to the previous one. I don't know. I'm getting... I just want to speed up this meeting. Oh my god. Okay. You open your mouth, but Erica speaks first. It's garbage. I haven't been crazy about any of the scripts. I'm sorry. I'm just being honest. Here we go, just like they said. In Hollywood, you have a whole group of story specialists who hammer on the beats together in a room and subject them to constant stress tests. I feel like we never did that. The story was just what you and Josh cooked up behind our backs. That's not fair, Josh says. I don't care if it's fair. It's true. Damn. We're not gonna get anywhere if all we do is point fingers. True, Troy says, using his producer tone. Oh, okay. A higher pitched, suspiciously reasonable sounding voice, nevertheless devoid of all collegiality and emotion. Now, based on what I'm hearing, we have two options. First option is we stick to our guns and go with a cinematic open that explains our lore, maybe with some new VO. What's VO? I don't know. If we think that'll smooth things over. Option 2, we go back to the cold open. I don't really care what you guys choose. What I care about is that we make this decision right now, right here in this room, and stick to that decision. Really stick to it. Fair. I don't want to hear, yes, I agree now, and then learn you're all talking shit about our decision later to our departments. Because guess what? After today, this ship has sailed. Throughout this entire speech, Troy has been mashing the surface of the conference table with his index finger as though killing ants. He turns to you, another ant. Since you're the one that's gonna have to write it, what do you think? Ugh. Don't ask me my opinion. Your mind is a bright, glittery cascade of thoughts. Unfortunately, you're not able to isolate or hold any single one of them. Everything in your head is water. Making a decision right now in this room has too many implications. It will determine the tone for the rest of the game. It will determine if the rest of your day, your week, your month. Part of you wants to ask the room if there's an example of another game out there that has done a cold open particularly well, but you're worried Sean will start talking about Dark Souls again. Oh, let's go. Oh my god. How many options am I gonna get? 3, okay. So, okay. First is let's... What? I didn't have... Was it meant to be like this? I could vote open, says Sean, before you can... that was meant to be like this. Could vote open. Mike nods. Yes, yep, agreed. Call open. Troy says, okay, done. Call open. Next issue. Josh looks around in a panic. Can we hang out here a sec? Troy smiles at him in a sad, condescending way. We have to get through the rest of the level. We're already 20 minutes into this meeting. Yeah, sorry. Obviously, Josh isn't sorry. But I don't think the cold open will work. We have a lot of really important context to establish. Eat that shit up. So what I think we keep the opening cinematic, but rewrite the dialogue. It's way too expositional, Sean says. So maybe we should go with a more in medias rest type thing. I kind of like the part where Rick talks about the planets dying. Here Mike breaks in. No, I hate that part. It's just random bullshit about some planet the players never heard of. Why should he care? Because, Sean says, the planet's dying. It's all very sad, Mike. Mike goes dead-eyed. The player needs to feel that loss in the gameplay. In gameplay. Sean nods at him indulgently. Sure, yeah. I look forward to the system you devise to communicate the entirely of planetary loss. Wait, Troy says. Isn't that why we put all of the effort into building emotional connections? He's quoting one of Josh's development mantras here with a riskily obvious dubiousness. Through Rix's companion, what's going on? But nobody seems to have heard him. That, or nobody chose to have heard him. Rix is a been there, done that kind of guy, Sean goes on, right? What if he's just like, Sean does his best, Sean does his best, which is to say wildly unsuccessful posh British accent. Oh no, I cannot do it. Our galaxy's never been a pleasant place to be, but now entire planets are dying. Josh finds this very amusing. Ship that shit. Troy agrees. Ship it. You note that this is the first time anyone has smiled since the meeting began. But Sean is undaunted. How? It's no worse than some of the lines that are in the game right now. Look, all I'm trying to do is... Josh jumps out of his chair again. Wait, just shut up. That's awful. How about this? What if we cut the in-game chatter and went with straight-up voiceover? You know, the world has changed, Galadriel type shit. Erica's mouth dropped open. You want to cut all the in-game dialogue? That's supposed to fix the problem? No, I'm thinking like images. Something simple. He looks at Erica so intently. You are half fearing a marriage proposal. We use a kick-ass visual art team led by you to make like a really beautiful visual quilt. Josh's flattery does not make its intended inroad with Erica. A visual quilt? Erica says this phrase as though turning it over in her mouth, outlining it with her tongue. And what exactly will this visual quilt of yours look like? Spaceships. Planets. You've noticed that when confronted with something she doesn't want to do, Erica often says, okay, thinking about it, before quickly dismissing the idea. Okay, she says, thinking about it. And she makes a face. And no, underline in fire. For the open of our entire game, you want to pan and scan over a planet floating through space and stick some voiceover under it? Did it become 1958 in here or something? Yeah, Mike says. Sorry, dude, but I'm with Erica here. That scrolling text shit reminds me of low-budget JRPGs, not the biggest game of the year. Josh's hard face, which cruelly makes him look a decade younger, metronomes from Erica to Mike. When he begins to speak, you sense him minding his words. Okay, I'm sorry. Maybe I missed something here. But doesn't every Star Wars movie start with scrolling text? Well, with that though, he's no longer minding his words. His eyes fill with the madness of an unheeded prophet. Doesn't what is literally the most popular movie franchise of all time introduce itself by taking a giant lore shit on your entire face? The room is silent for several seconds. Then Erica, yeah, but it's really the exception to the rule, exactly. Josh throws his blue marker onto the floor, where it bounces at a severe angle and smacks into the glass separating the room from the rest of the studio with a sharp crack. Out on the floor, several heads turn toward the meeting room. Josh is already pulling down the room's blinds. We have a writer, he says quietly, as the white slats of the blinds clackily unfurl. He gestures towards you. Oh shit, it's me. Our writer will do something. Our writer will save us. Troy takes a deep breath. So another pass at dialogue for the open. Yeah, and if that doesn't work, we go with a cold open. Erica and Mike look at each other. The table, each other. Josh, still staring at Troy, pretends not to have noticed their subtly mutinous consultation. Troy starts taking a note, but then with a small infuriated slash crosses it out. You know what? Fine. That's not what we, but fine. Moving on. What's next? Tea. So, Sean begins to stretch in his chair like a giant cat making itself at home. He's complained before about Troy's unreasonable habit of scheduling meetings before 11 a.m. The first 25% of what Sean proceeds to say is mostly yelled. Can we next maybe talk about the pirate attack or the space battle or whatever the fuck we're calling it now? We're skipping the pirate space battle, Josh says. It's big, it's noisy, it's fine, people will love it. Let's go right into Afghanistan. What is this game about? Erica sighs audibly. Josh has insisted on referring to the game's early, self-consciously studied War is Bad Desert Battle, the second major combat encounter, as Afghanistan. Okay. So indefatigably that a panic PR flag made him undergo emergency deprogramming right before E3 last year, lest he slip and actually say such a thing out loud to the press. At his press conference, he wound up saying the battle only reminded him of Afghanistan, which thankfully only had higher-minded critics on Twitter ticking about an hour afterwards. Remember, Troy says, we're not supposed to call it Afghanistan anymore. Sorry, let's go back into Tora Bora. Troy makes another note. It's not really interactive. Josh is walking around the table now, his hands moving in emphatic little circles. This is our showstopper, the first moment in the game where we announce our true intentions. The new Shadowgate, grittier, tougher, meaner, and yet the enemy barks throughout that level sound cartoonish. They're not convincing. Everything is just Bargle, kill the human, it's murdering the fields here. Okay, so, is he taking another shot at you? If so, it's a stab at the centrally absurd heart of everything you've been trying to overcome in the past year. You would very much like to know how anyone, like how Melville, Shakespeare, or even Mark Laidlaw, could write convincing combat dialogue for a game in which you punch the heads of enemies frozen in place by your ice grenade. Grittier, tougher, meaner. Nothing else in the game actually supported these aspirations, even though Drew and Josh talked about them all the time. A single glance at the weapons, art, story, and milieu of this game leads any rational person to an inescapable conclusion. This is a woefully, obviously ridiculous world. Okay. Josh is still talking, but you decide, probably unwisely, to interrupt. Okay. So, Josh held up our primary weapon is called a gunsword. Gunsword. We have an execution animation that allows you decapitate an enemy and sketches it for... Okay. Josh, excuse me, you said Rix was supposed to be his interplanetary Casanova with an alien girlfriend in every location? Oh, that's good. Josh, hang on there. We're still fighting Drew's input that the enemy's aliens use an Arabic sounding language. Oh no. No, I like the second one. Yeah, so what? So what is our main character? He's ridiculous. He's like James Bond in space. Who says James Bond is ridiculous? Look at Skyfall. That's exactly the type of reimagining we're trying to do here. I thought you understood that. Okay, but in Skyfall, James Bond doesn't have the option to stay in the safe house with a selection of alien girlfriends with a temporary combat boost. Mike. Hey, that's one of the systemic pillars of a game. You turn to him. I know. And I know it's too late to change it. I know we've recorded all the dialogue. I know we've made all the animations. I know it's tied in to all of these other systems. All I'm saying is, this is the kind of stuff that negates the whole greedy experience aspiration. How am I supposed to greet up your interactions with alien girlfriends? Do I make them all green three-titted hookers or what? Josh's eyes cloud over with something dark. That's actually pretty sexist, what you just said. All at once, you go boneless in your chair. What was billed as an emergency fix the game meeting has turned unambiguously into something else. You feel like you've gained 15 pounds of paranoia in the last hour. You look around the table. Do all of them have it in it for you? How long have they been whispering about your work? Has this whole charade been concocted as an elaborate show trial to convict you for the imminent failure of Shadowgate Future Perfect, the game that absolutely cannot fail? What about the jokes you've shared, the beers you've drunk, the snarky memes you've forwarded to one another in response to some innocent team members' "I brought banana bread" email announcement? All that camaraderie seems like a distant shimmering mirage right now. Yeah, everything is pointless in the office. Like, don't... Yeah. So I gather it's all a writing problem, you say. Weekly defiant. A whole game. The other glance around the table at one another. They seem to be waiting for you to continue. Okay. Option 1. Look, I'm trying my best, but none of you have given me any support the entire time I've been here. Option 2. I hate to break it to you, but there are fundamental problems here we can't fix with script changes. Option 3. Yeah, okay then. Guess I fucked up. Guess I'm not good at this. Guess it's my fault. Have fun fixing your shitty game without me. No, we're not quitting here. We're not quitting. But is the first one true? It's hard to say. I think it's fair to say that there are other problems. Let's say that. You go on. It all goes back to the real problem here. I can't make something serious when the gameplay is not serious. But you're telling me to do this. You're telling me it's going to work. And it hasn't worked. Now, right now, I'm telling you now, it's not going to work. Ever. You want a serious, sober, grey sky story, but you don't want to give up your gameplay. And I understand not wanting to give that up. It's what everyone likes about Shadowgate. That doesn't change the fact that you're asking for something impossible. Don't you get that? You want to have your cake and eat it too. Mike sighs, the cake is a lie. Erica softly disdainful eyes closed. Mike, shut the fuck up. You're not sure when you stood up, but now slowly you sit back down. Oh. We're a team, Josh says, finally. And now we're a team, okay? He doesn't seem to have been offended by what you say. Worse, he doesn't seem to have even listened to what you said. This is a team effort. We're going to solve this as a team. I know this is hard on everyone. And E3 is just around the corner again. Any day now, they're going to be hounding us for demos and fucking interviews and God knows what else. But listen, if there's one thing I know about this team, it's that we can slam it home when it counts. We've done it before. We'll do it again. And this is where it counts. Polishing my acting skills right now. You think about this man missing his son's second birthday party due to an emergency meeting about execution animations. Damn, this is good. Man, Mike says, it almost feels like we're in that mission at the end of Scored Lands, the fracture thing with the linear motion gun. Sean actually puts a hand over his heart. You mean where the floor gets dynamically blown apart while you're running around on it? I remember playing that. God, it must have been so hard to script. It was so worth it though. Fracture! Now even Josh is sinking into a marsh of warm, happy memories. What? Yeah, that was a really good bit. Then he looks around. Bird-eyed Uricad. Wait a sec. Maybe we should base our opening on something like that. Troy's low-but eyes grow suddenly wide and alert. We're not back on the open again, are we? Josh leans over, his chest pressed right up against the table's edge while he hand puppets his new idea. Just think about it. You open up on the player. Lasers are coming down. The floor is getting totally destroyed. Suddenly, Josh looks over at you. You know the part I'm talking about, right? Oh shit! So you should probably try to keep your job, which is really fun despite it all. Or you've decided you don't care anymore about this game, about any of these people. Right! You say, wanna hear something funny? I never played Scotland, not even a little. But that's mean. Option 3 is you realize with painful clarity that writing for games is a terrible idea and that nobody should ever do it for any reason. You say, I think I quit. Is this game trying to make me quit? But I don't want to quit. First one. But why did this person never play the game? That's part of your job. I feel uncomfortable. Just as the words leave your mouth, the door to the conference room drifts open. Oh, so it doesn't matter what we're about to choose. Mallory, the audio AP. What is AP? Audio assistant programmer. Aptitude point. I don't know. Is standing in the door jamb. Her face all pinched and traumatized. She's breathing hard. Her face is red. Oh no, what happened again? She must have run here from Greenland, which is what everyone calls the audio department. Why? Yeah. Because it's a distant, harsh land that nobody ever thinks about unless prompted. She's balancing an open laptop upon her left hand. I heard you guys are talking about these changing lines again. Again? What the fuck? Dude, I told you. She's looking at Troy now. To keep the audio team on the loop with this shit. With all the scope as it is, without another recording session. Josh stands to make peace. Mallory, Mallory, still looking at Troy, talks right over her ostensible boss, Josh. Well, guess what? It's too late. Grant's in Germany shooting with Wes Anderson. We're not getting him back for at least 3 months. Remember when I told you all that? Remember when I told you that what we needed to have locked and why? But none of you assholes listened to me. He's shooting a Wes Anderson movie? Sean says. Why don't we just recast him? Troy asked the room, his producer tone so reasonable, so seductive. Oh, I missed it. Why don't we just recast him? What was supposed to be like this? Honestly, a lot of his takes are pretty rough. Hiring movie stars for games is a waste of money anyway, Mike says. They're all angry, damn. Not if you do it right, Erica, who had a lot to do with Grant's casting, says. How it's supposed to work is you get what you need and you cut it. You don't call one of the world's busiest movie stars back into the booth every 3 weeks for pickups because you don't know what you want. Mallory hasn't actually stopped talking. And anyway, fucking recasting discussion at this stage? Look, audio kinda has to be invited to meetings about things that affects audio. Josh is looking at the ceiling. Josh is looking at the ceiling. I didn't invite you because I was trying to let you guys work. What? I didn't invite you because I was trying to let you guys work. His eyes lower to meet hers. You know, because you're so behind. Oh, wow. Fuck you, Josh. Okay, Troy says. Please, can we calm down? We're making mass entertainment here, people. Mallory is walking deeper into the room towards Troy. Know why we're behind? Because you keep making more work for us. It's like our whole team is just fucking invisible to you. Damn, it's like, what's going on here? The previous games I played were so short. This is a whole ass thing, oh gosh. Everyone starts shouting at once, except for Sean, who's laughing. Your colleagues' voices are big and dense and forceful, like waves. They're around you, beneath you, on top of you, hitting you, pushing you. You let the waves drive you away. Your eyes are closed. Soon you're no longer there, but in some happier place, on some other better project, in some other better future. You're the lead writer on Shadowgate Online. The franchise's first attempt to reconcile its story with a massively multiplayer game. Well, oh my god, it reminds me of The Sims. Oh my god. SGO, as it's been christened, is 12 months from shipping. Oh no. Late last week, the team received its first reaction from paid outside consultants, which were unambiguously catastrophic. The story repeats itself. You're in a meeting room with several others, most of them leads. It's Monday, 9:30 a.m. A heavy damp towel smell lingers. You and everyone else, you work through the weekend. Oh no, wait, Sean rubs the grit from his eyes. Everyone knows why we're here, he begins. No, it's the same. Is it the same? The end. Well, that was interesting. Is there some kind of explanation through the roof fans of the series? I'm waiting for the biggest, most badass entry in the series. In your publisher. Okay, more information. Cool. That was so interesting. I expected more visual things because of the previous things I played, but that was so interesting. A bit too close to reality, unfortunately for me, but that was interesting. So that was the game. The writer will do something, and yeah, that was a very interesting game. This was a longer one. I didn't expect that it would be this long because I played only shorter ones. But so I think I will do other episodes with different games then, and I'll try, different games and see what kind of stories we get. And yeah, so thank you for watching. And if you like the video, please like and subscribe. It means you're supporting my channel. Thank you so much, and see you in the next one. Bye!